All right, tonight we are going to delve into the world of origami. And I actually chose something that's a little bit of a challenge. It's actually a fairly easy fold. And because you have to do so many of them, you get to practice a lot and you get to do them better. So anyway, I have my favorite person who designed a lot of origami is Tomoko Fuse, and she is my favorite. This is a book that she had published years ago. I do not know if it's actually in print anymore. It's called Unit Origami, and she does just amazing pieces. And anyway, we're pulling a piece from that book, and it's called The Little Turtle. And I don't mind, after this is done, I can email you guys the instructions so that you have them. I just didn't feel like I should publish them because I really like Tomoko Fuse. In fact, she came to Edmonton to some origami thing many years ago, and I met her and got a picture of me with her. So I was very excited to.
Is that you with the dark hair?
Yeah, that's me with the dark hair.
Okay.
With Tomoko Fuse. And
you were fangirling.
I was so much a fan of hers. So, and she signed my book.
Oh, awesome.
For me. So it was really cool to go and meet her. And I actually have several of her books, and the box that you guys saw before that Leslie had talked about, this box here is her design also. And that was the first thing I ever folded in origami. It's 12 pieces. It's really amazing. But anyway, so I do love Tomoko Fuse's stuff. She does so many cool things. But today we're going to work on this one, and it's a unit origami, and you can make them in different sizes. On my book, in the book, it tells me you can do them with 4 pieces, 6 pieces, 12 pieces, 24 or 30. I have never attempted the 30, and I think Bill sent out a picture of all those. I've never attempted the 30. I think I've tried the 24. But my favorite is really the 12, and that's what this is. It's just nice, and it, you know, you can actually throw it around. I mean, I have a few of them because I just keep folding them. So we're going to work on that tonight. Now, you don't have to use origami paper for these. And, you know, you can buy the origami, and they're usually like, you know, you can get them in really nice patterns and stuff like that.
What's the difference with origami paper here?
Well, the origami paper is a lot thinner, okay? And generally it's thinner. And so, and
why is it thinner?
I don't know why. Oh, because you're folding, right? Because sometimes when you're folding origami, you're folding many different ways, right? So using origami is if you're doing a crane or something like a dragon or something that's more complex is kind of important. But I can use just about any paper to fold. And, you know, some of this stuff is just like photocopier paper or something. And so I'm okay with doing that kind of thing. Sometimes I will have all my boxes of origami stuff here. I mean, I have a lot of that, but I also have at times, you know, taken like old maps and just cut those up and made them into origami paper, which I can't find right now. But
you know what I found works quite well is wrapping paper, because it's quite thin.
It is. Wrapping paper works really nice, except if you're folding and then unfolding. A lot of times when you're dealing with origami, you're folding, make some folds, and they're just to make a measurement, and then you have to unfold it. And the problem with wrapping paper is sometimes when you make those folds, it's white. It kind of breaks the ink on the wrapping paper. So that makes it kind of hard. Here's some of my map stuff. I made little ones. So, but anyway, so that is sort of what we do with the origami stuff. Now, I've been folding origami for probably 40 years. I was part of an origami guild here in Calgary that was run by my art teacher in high school. So it was kind of fun to do that. And sometimes, you know, we'd be sitting there at night folding things, and I had 2 art teachers. So the art teacher who ran it was very good at folding, and he does a lot of good work. And then the other art teacher we're all friends. We would sit there sometimes and we'd be folding, and we were like, I don't get this. It's not working. So the origami snowball was always a very popular thing at my table, which is Or you just crunch it all up and it's a big ball.
What's that in your hand, Karen?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this thing. Go away. Jeez.
We'll have to change your camera.
Okay, we're going to change the camera so you can see what I'm doing. The paper I'm using today is actually just some scrap paper that I had at work, and I cut it up into 4-inch squares. I like the 4-inch squares because they kind of make a nice size of piece, but you can use any size square.
And here we go.
So this is just, you know, scrap brown paper that I had. So I've started to make some of the models because I was practicing at lunch so I could remember how to do it. The other thing that you could have is, and this is a bone folder, and it's for folding and making your lines really sharp and stuff like that, or your folds really sharp. You don't need this. A good fingernail works, or a spoon or something like that. You don't really need to go out and buy one of these, but I do have them. So anyway, this is Tomoko's book. She's right there. And here are the instructions. So if you have a piece of paper, so this is I believe this one is made with 4-inch squares because they are the same size pretty much as that. So anyway, if you want to start, I will show you how we do this. Okay. So this will be interesting because it'll be like, I've never actually had to teach origami this way. I've taught this to people live, but never this way. So we'll see how we do. Okay. So first of all, what you're going to do is you're going to just fold this piece of paper in half. So you just line up those 2 corners. So you're going to fold it and then unfold it. Okay. And I'm going to explain how folds are made, okay, are categorized. So right now with this paper in my hand like this is a valley fold, right? Because it goes down. But if I turn it over, this is now a mountain fold because it goes up. Does that make sense? Okay. It's important as you're doing things. Okay. So now once you have that folded, that's just a way for us to do a measurement. So now you're going to take this top corner and you're just going to fold it down against that line. And then you can turn your paper over and you're going to do that with all the other 4 corners. It's kind of like you're making a little square envelope. So you should have one side with 3 corners and the other side with 1. Okay. Now this is where it starts to get tricky. What you're going to do is you want this line here, this bottom line, to line up with this edge of your corner. And what I'm going to do is, as I lift this, I'm going to let this little back edge flip out, and I'm going to line it up right against that. Got to get my things all straightened around. There we go. So did you see what I did?
Well, we'll find out
We'll find
when
out.
it's done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it should sort of look like
Okay.
mine.
I think I got it.
Okay. All right. So then this one little corner that we left turned over this side, I want you to flip it around the other side and just fold it.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Are you here?
Unfold that again.
This?
Because I okay, so
So
I had it upside down. So the one,
this edge, this.
yeah, so
this is
you've
the
got
edge.
the one with the 1 flap on top.
This, yeah, I've got the one with the 1 on
Okay.
top. Okay.
Okay, I had it upside down.
Okay. And then I just want to use that I'm just using the line of that triangle to measure where I need to put that edge. And then it
Okay,
goes right to the point.
I got it now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Perfect. That's okay. Well, it's hard because I can't see what you're doing. So I can't see if you're in
Yeah.
the right spot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now this guy, this little flippy guy, I want you to flip him around to the back with all his friends. Okay, and then you're going to turn this and do the same sort of thing. You're going to take this edge that you just turned over and mark it up against this edge and let that him flip out again. So you end up with almost like a little 8 thing.
Okay,
You got it?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Now you're going to do sort of the same thing with this corner. Okay. So you're going to take this edge, this outer edge, and line it up with your center line. Again, you're going to want that little edge to flip out, the bottom that's underneath. You're going to let it flip out. Just don't bend that bottom piece. So it comes out.
Okay,
And then guess what? You get to do the other side too.
all right.
Take this and you're going to let it flip out and
Oh,
line it all up.
So after this are all the bottom folds on top now?
Well, sort of. We're gonna fold this whole thing in half. Okay, so have you got this then?
yes.
Okay, perfect. So you're gonna just pick that thing up and you're gonna fold the whole thing in half. And you've already got a fold line on that underside part. So you fold it and it should look like this with this little edge there. Are you there?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I
Now,
think yours is lining up a little bit better than mine, but
and it's
Oh,
just
well.
part of the practicing, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like once you do
And-
100, you'll be really good at it.
Well, and try to watch you and be looking down at mine and not
right.
miss anything, you know?
Mhm.
My folds aren't probably as perfect as
That's
they
okay.
was.
And mine are not perfect either.
doing
And
it.
you have a little bit of leeway with this guy. So,
Oh, good.
okay. Now you're going to take this top point and you're going to fold it directly down right in half.
Are you doing this, Spencer?
I don't have the paper. I'm just watching.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna.
Okay, I thought I was the only stupid one.
No.
No, I'm lost. I'm not lost, but I'm sure I would be totally lost if I was doing it.
What if you took one of those paintings off the wall and used the paper on that?
Don't they have a pad of paper?
I'm afraid of being judged by my instructor.
Oh, you totally would not be judged. I mean, like I said, I've never been able to teach. I've never tried teaching this without being able to help. Okay, so now that you've got the one side, you're just going to bend that other side down the other way. So you're doing both points are going to get pointed down. And then you have this weird little envelope thing. There. Okay. Are you sort of there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so now that you've got this, I want you to, this is what you have to make sure you do it the same every time. So go to this left side and you're going to fold this down and you're just going to fold it right against this line. You can see it shows you exactly where to fold almost.
Okay, so I'm folding it so the edge is flush with the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, not flush with the bottom of your model, but you want this to be flush. As soon as you turn this piece of paper, you'll see that there's a nice solid line there on this left.
okay, I got you.
See that? Yeah. Okay, once you have it folded, you're going to tuck it. And you can see right where that triangle is, there's a pocket. And you're just going to shove that in there. And it doesn't go completely in. It's just going to go a little bit in. Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Then you're going to throw your model around. Then you're going to turn it over to the side that you haven't done any folding yet and do the same thing with the same left-hand edge. Fold it down and then tuck it in that little triangular pocket. So then when you're done, this is what you have is this. I just untucked mine. This is what she calls a little turtle.
Okay.
So once you have that, you have your little turtle and you throw it aside and you start a next one.
Oh, oh, that's it, eh?
So this is, you know, like once you have them, you're going to put them all together. But now it's like, this is where you start to learn doing the repetitive, you start to learn it again. Okay. So if you have a fresh piece of paper, you're going to do that side to side measurement. And then you're going to take one corner down. And then you're going to turn it over and do your other 3 corners down into the middle. Like you're making one of those, oh, we call them fortune tellers, right?
All right, yeah.
I don't like that, but only partly. So if you were using a folding bone, you could use the bone to straighten those lines, get them nice and crisp. I don't usually. All right. So then now you're at this point where you're going to take this edge and line it up to your triangle edge. And you let that little corner come out. You don't want to bend him. You want him to be sticking out there.
So the only reason that you fold that one corner to the one side is just to have something to line up your bottom fold with.
Yep. And that's, you know, a lot of the things with origami is a lot of some of the folds are just not actually the folds to create the thing, but they're the folds to help measure. Okay, so once I have this one down, then I take that corner and fold him over the other way. And then I'm going to fold that opposite side back over to make my little figure 8 sort of thing. I don't know what else to call it. It just sort of feels that way to me.
Yeah, I didn't know what you'd call that either. Trapezoid with flaps.
I don't know. Okay, once you have this, you're going to go back to this side again, and you're going to do those little folds where you let that little edge flip over. And then do the other side. And then you'll start to get faster and faster as you do it. And then you have this dual-headed spear or something like that.
All righty.
Okay. And that's when you fold the whole thing in half. Put those 2 points together. Fold it in half. And then you take that point and fold it down. And then you take the back point and fold it down. And then you take your left flap, fold it over, and then tuck it. And you do that on both sides. and then you have another turtle.
What was the marking line when you folded the points downward? Is there a fold line? Because the points are not flush with the bottom at that point.
Oh, when we fold it in half?
Not when just go back one step, right before you tucked in the sides and folded it in, you folded the sides over and kind of the
These
points.
ones, right?
Yeah, as you folded that down, is there a pre-existing crease that they fold along, or do you
No,
fold it?
but you're folding right to this point.
So the tip that folds down should be flush with the bottom line.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and it just goes right there, and you'll have, there's a line in between, because I can see the crease in there.
Uh-huh.
So I can see where it's centered, and so I just center it on that line.
Okay, just, I wasn't sure if it was to the bottom of that.
Yeah, right to the
line.
bottom.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then you start another one.
Easy as pie, Elizabeth. You got all 12 of them done
Yeah, I
now?
think I got it.
And yeah, like
Like
that's
they're going okay now. Oh, wait a second. What? Did I not cut this one square?
oh, and some of them
I just cut them like with my, like 30 seconds. Well, no, I was still cutting them when I came on.
yeah, you know that, like I use my paper cutter, right? Like I was thinking about it as I was cutting them. Like I was actually cutting them at work on a paper cutter at work because I was doing it on my lunch. And I was thinking that's one of my favorite tools is those, the Fisker paper cutters, where they're just it's not a guillotine. It's a nice slide cut. And
Oh, yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
the best things ever.
Well, I use my quilting ruler and my cutter,
Well,
and I can usually get really accurate cuts.
Yeah, with
But
the rotary,
I was hurrying.
yeah.
So I think this one I didn't get quite square,
I've had that happen lots.
but we'll see if we can get it to work.
So I'm not giving you any more instructions. I'm just folding. So if you need me to tell you something,
Okay.
if you get stuck, I can catch up to where you are. And when we get glass in the frame shop, the really nice glass one of the glass kinds that we use has this paper in between the sheets of glass. So I throw a lot of this brown paper away. So I kind of feel guilty about that, but
Oh,
this piece is going to become something else. So I was able to salvage one. And then I was teaching, I had a customer come in and she had lace made out of tatting.
oh, I've
You know-
always wanted to learn how to do that.
What are you doing next weekend?
So I brought some tatting in and I showed her how to do tatting because my grandmother taught me how to tat when she was in the hospital. And so I've been tatting for the last few days.
Oh, good for you.
I mean, I'm not very good at it, but when my daughter was young, she didn't know, she had a hard time figuring out which was the front and which was the back of her underwear. So I tatted little trilliums or whatever and sewed them to the front of all her underwear. So she would know which was the front.
What a good mom you are.
Yeah, that was early when, when I was first a mom.
Yeah.
Went downhill from there.
Yeah, I used to sew all my kids' sleepers and put the snaps in and
Yeah. Oh. I did try making a couple of dresses for Caitlin. I never tried it with Sydney though. But I mean, our grandmother, Jody's and my grandmother used to make dresses for us. And so there's several pictures of Jody and I wearing the same dress or similar dress,
Oh.
whatever.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if I told you before that my grandmother was an artist too.
Oh, was she?
Yeah. And well, both my grandparents were. And she used to make like, I mean, she was just so crafty and creative and a beautiful painter, but she would make like all kinds of like creatures and stuffed animals, and the stuffed animals she made, like she created her own patterns. So her stuffed animals weren't like symmetrical. It would be like a cat lying on its side with its legs sticking out sideways and things like this, right?
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, she just made wonderful things and would send to us. And she had like about 100 grandchildren, and she would make all this stuff for all her grandchildren. I don't know how she did it. She had 14 kids, and then each of them had big families, and
Yeah.
she was incredible. But she was Utah's Mother of the Year for 1966. So
Oh, wow. Wow.
yeah, she was pretty amazing.
These ones?
Yep. Jody, did you want to, are you folding? Or are you just watching?
I'm just watching. My brain's a little fried. I almost forgot because I've got sheets to iron.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just sort of hanging out. And
That's okay. Spencer's watching too. He's in a
Yeah.
hotel room.
oh, I was going to say welcome back, Spencer, but it's not welcome back yet.
Yeah.
I'm back in British Columbia.
Okay.
So.
No,
Anyway,
I'll catch up another time, but
yeah.
I know I won't be able to handle it tonight.
Well, it is origami, so it's,
I like organic.
And you know what I'm like with that. Well, and I joined late, so
yeah,
that's okay.
it's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Bring it here. You and Elizabeth are folding, right?
Yeah. So. Well, I think, like, I believe like my grandmother, she didn't use patterns either when she was sewing and stuff like that. She didn't make stuffies or anything like that, but she made clothes and she
Oh
didn't,
yeah.
she made up her own patterns. Maybe it was just, that sort of era, right? You didn't always
Yeah.
have patterns, so you had to learn how to
Could
do it
be.
yourself, right?
Well, she considered it her art, like that they were soft sculptures.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she'd go out and she'd find all these like little twisty twigs, and she'd get horsehair that was caught in the fence,
Mhm.
barbed wire fences, and pieces of moss and all kinds
my
of things. And then she'd make all these little gnomes, like twisty wood gnomes with horsehair hair, and they're just fantastic.
That's fun.
Sorry to interrupt, Elizabeth. On your next, I've been watching. On your next step, Karen, would you speak it as you do it? Because this next step, I'm a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah, so you understand when I
I'm-
get to this point,
I'm
right?
good to there. I'm good to there.
It's this side. So now what I'm doing sort of the same thing, but with the shorter side. So I'm lifting this up. You can see this little edge wants to come up,
Okay.
and I'm just making it line up to
With the
that
center
corner.
line.
So it's
Okay,
the same kind of thing, except it's got this weird little fold in it.
sure.
And then if I do it this way, it's this edge that's going to go to this center line.
Yeah,
And I got to let that little guy behind there flip up again.
Okay.
You're so
But-
attentive, even if, because you're not doing it. So it's amazing how attentive you
Well,
are.
watching you do it enough times, it will I'll probably dream about it tonight. But
Right.
I was trying to make sure I kind of could do it. when I see you, if I watch this again as a video, I be able to see you do it once and then be able to do it. Because once you've done it
Sure.
about a dozen times, it's kind of ingrained in there. I can't
Yeah.
imagine doing a square smaller than 4x4 though, but I'm sure people do them smaller than 4x4.
But yeah, because you could make earrings.
I couldn't. That would be, that would be an example of practice makes insanity.
And yeah, you know what? I got to tell you that I've seen the art teacher that was running this origami group. I've seen him do like little tiny things, and he says, yeah, he's actually used tweezers and toothpicks to fold
Oh,
sometimes, and it's like, well, that's because he's a bit funny, right? So.
Is that Ted?
I'm already close enough to insane not to do something like that.
Is that Ted you're talking about, Karen?
Yeah. Yeah. How are you doing, Elizabeth? How many you got?
I got 4.
Good job. Well, I got to tell you, I did have a head start because I did some of these at my lunch the other day, so that I was. It's like riding a bike, you know. It's like there's only one model, origami model, that I have committed to my memory that I can do on demand, and that's a butterfly. When I was part of my origami group, one Christmas we did a whole Christmas tree full of butterflies.
Oh,
And I tell you, I was folding butterflies all the time because I'd be on the bus and I'd be folding butterflies because we needed lots of butterflies to fill up the Christmas tree.
One time, butterflies were the only one that I could really remember to do. And so when Leah was in grade 1, they had to do the 100 days.
Yes, I remember
you
that.
know, 100 day. And so you had to do something, she had to do something that was 100 of something. So some people like glued 100 pennies to a board and stuff. But Leah and I folded 100 butterflies.
oh man.
And then we strung them up and hung them in the classroom. Well, the teacher left them up for the whole year. It was great.
That's awesome.
I still have some of them in a box. So
Yeah, we did. Caitlin and I did the 100 butterflies too for her 100 day. And except what we did is I had this, I don't know where I got it from, but it was like a massive sort of tube, like maybe one of those tubes that you would use to put cement in the ground or something, like, for anyway.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
quite
a
big.
sauna tube kind of thing.
Yeah. And we sort of had the butterflies sort of wrapped around there like they were flying up the tube or something like that. It was kind of fun. That was
Cool.
her. That was one of her 100 day. She had to do another one other time. We did beer tabs and
I helped with that.
we made a necklace out of beer tabs and or pop tabs and beads.
What is this 100 day? My kids never did that.
Some of the schools just yeah, when it hits 100 days of school, they have to do some sort of project for 100 days.
Oh. Well, of course, I had boys, so they didn't always tell me everything, and they just didn't do it.
Yeah, it was kind of a, yeah.
It's
you had
only
to-
in grade 1 that Leah and Sam did it.
Caitlin had to do it twice because we did the butterfly and we did the necklace. I don't think Sydney ever had to do it.
How old are your kids, Karen?
Sydney is 19 and Caitlin is 22.
Okay,
I should know that one because she's the same. She was born in 2000, so it's the same as a year.
it might be a newer thing too, because my kids are older.
Okay.
My youngest is going to be 30 this year.
Gosh.
Wow. I think I'm on my 12th. That's because I started early. I thought I only cut 12 pieces of paper, but it looks like I cut a lot more than that. I mustn't have been counting very well. Right. Timeline, we're still doing good for time.
7:40.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have really bad ticks here this season.
Oh,
I found another one on me today when I went out to the
Oh.
bees.
oh, yuck.
The other day I had 3 on me.
Ooh,
They hadn't, burrowed in, but it's,
yuck. I hate those things.
Where
I
do you
know.
live again, Jody?
I live in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario.
Oh, right, right.
This is bad this year for them.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You need to get, what is
No,
it,
there
an
was-
opossum?
Hmm?
Get an opossum in your yard. Do they have them out there?
Yeah, they have possums. Yeah, and we had a skunk underneath our front stoop for a while.
Do they eat ticks?
They eat
I don't
wasps.
know, but they sure stink.
Oh,
skunk-
yeah, they do.
Skunks will eat wasps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a
Chickens will-
wasp nest underneath our front step and he went in there and ate the wasp nest.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very nice of him.
Ran out of food.
The chickens will eat ticks, but they don't go as far as where the bees are. So
Hmm. All right, where are you at, Elizabeth?
I'm halfway through my 6th one.
You can do one with 6. I'm going to show you, well, when you finish your 6th, I'm going to show you how you can sort of attach them together.
Okay,
I'm not going to do the 4 one because I remember putting it together really was horrible. So,
okay, thank you.
but I'm
you
going
need,
to,
so you need to have 6. Is that what you're saying?
so six will be, I'm going to do a 6 unit to show you how to put together a 6 unit, if I can remember. We'll see how that goes. Actually, so it's kind of funny because the Tomoko Fuse books that I have, these ones are good. Some of the origami books that I have by Tomoko Fuse are not in English, they're Japanese, because that was the only
Oh.
way I could get them. So you can only go by the pictures.
Thanks.
Well, I had never done really any origami at all to speak of until Christmas, and I didn't have money to buy people gifts, and so I went online and I learned how to make a few origami ornaments.
Yeah,
So I made people origami ornaments, and
that's nice. I have one in
We have
here.
a few of those in our tree.
Yeah, I get one from Ted every year. This is one that Ted taught us. And it's
Oh,
one
yeah.
I folded together, but it's not very nice. But it was a hard fold.
it does look hard. I tried to pick kind of easier ones, but they were still kind of neat. Some of them were pretty neat.
Yeah. I mean, I have this one in the book there, but I don't know. I don't know how many pieces of paper it is. It just looks, oy. Sometimes I look at what things that I had done before and I was like, oh boy.
Okay, I've got 6 completed.
So what we want to do is you're going to insert the other tabs that you didn't fold in into the other sides or to the pieces. So like this tab is going to go into this edge. So once you slide it in there, you'll see that it just makes a nice little hinge.
Okay,
So it's this, it's not going into that triangle, it's going right into that edge here. So there's,
okay,
you're gonna go right in this edge right here,
okay, I got you.
okay?
Yeah, yeah, I got it.
All right, and then with your third piece, you can just take it and do the same thing there. What you're trying to create is this triangle, okay? And then you're gonna get that third one in there. Sometimes it's how you hold your face. Come on, get in there. And that's what you want to do, is you want to create that little triangle.
Oh, I got one and the first one fell out.
Yeah, that happens too.
Come on, come on.
Trying to think of the easiest way for
Oh,
you to
no.
do the next step.
Okay, I got it sort of together.
Okay. So one, you set that one aside and do, I want you to make this the other side. So do it again with 3 more pieces. Get in. So then you should have 2 pieces like this with those little triangles.
Oh, it's hot here.
Are you hot?
Oh, today was up to 30. Still hot in the house. With humidity, it's
Yeah. Okay, now I'm just gonna move ahead because I'm not sure how to put this all together for you. I have to sort of figure it out. Okay, I think it's okay. There's got to be 4.
Okay, I
Okay.
got my 2 halves.
Okay, so now that you have your 2 halves, I think, oh man, I just broke one of mine. This is the thing about origami. Sometimes this is like, you gotta be gentle but tough also. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try and get this flap into this here. It should go in there. And then I believe this flap should go into this other side here. And some of your things are going to start to come apart and you just have to sort of push them together and keep going. This is not working. Oh, because you know what? I'm trying to put it together like the other one. Okay, just a minute. Let me undo this. I just have to remember how to do the 3-sided. So I'm just gonna muck about here until I can see it. I think this is right. Good thing I have all these extra pieces. Starting over. Okay, maybe making the 2 sides is not useful. I'm just going to go one side and then I'm going to start building the next little triangle here. just beside it. And as I put one in, the other one comes out. And, you know, if you have to use tape, that's cheating.
Can you use tape, like painter's tape kind of temporarily?
You
Does that
probably
help?
could. You probably could, but it's still cheating.
Yeah. We'll see if you go to that tonight or not.
Yeah, who knows? I might just,
I'll get back to you in 10 minutes.
yeah. So, okay. Yeah, as I put one in, the other one, oh my gosh, they're all sliding out. Okay. This one to go in there, but I don't think it does. Spencer's like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not doing this.
So you're in Calgary tomorrow, Spencer, or you left Calgary?
Would you repeat that, please?
Are you on your way home now?
Yes,
you-
I'll be home tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
I will try it. I just don't know how successful I'll be with the complete. I can probably do the little turtles, but getting it all together as one big unit might be beyond my
I
ability.
hear you can use tape.
Yeah, use tape.
I've heard otherwise.
It's
Okay,
But
I got something together, but I don't know if it's right.
what have you got? Maybe you're ahead of me.
Okay, this is what I have.
Well, that's not quite it, but it's really
I
cool.
know it's like it's
your own
like
thing.
these sides went flat, like because it didn't work out to make triangles on all sides.
Are we taking your camera off?
So
No,
That's why we have to watch the master.
oh my, yeah, I don't feel like the master right now. Maybe I should have tried putting it together because I'm really struggling with it tonight.
Do you want some tape?
Yeah, I think I want some tape. Oh my gosh, this paper's so slippery. Once it's all together, it's so solid, but I'm having a hard time getting it together. Probably because I'm so used to doing these bigger ones, right?
mm,
Because the big ones make sense to me, but the 6 is not making sense to me.
yeah, well, that's what I found when I started putting it together. I thought, okay, there's no place for this
For the
other
other
piece
ones
to
to
go
go.
except for, to make the edges flat. I couldn't figure it out.
Let me look at page 57. Maybe there's a step I'm missing. Nope. She just, come on, Tomoko. Yeah, I haven't quite figured out. It's almost like there's just 3.
Are you sure you can make this with 6? Or do you think you
She
need more?
says, well, she says this one here is the assembly with 6. So, okay, let me see.
And isn't that what I have?
You do, but I don't think I didn't think those edges were flat. But, at the same time, I don't know. It's just so strange that I can't figure it out. Oh, I think I'm getting it. Okay. Stay. Oh.
Tape. What about paper clips, or is that just too problematic?
Bill brought me tape. Okay,
Nice.
so what I'm seeing is
Tape.
I'm making a triangle here,
Uh-huh.
okay? And then over here, I'm making a 4 are a three-way, right? So I'm putting this one in here, dropping it,
And starting over.
and then this one's gonna go in here. Again, it's just about, I kind of have to do them all both at the same time, but
And then hold it in place with your nose.
yes, and just hold it in place. So now I've got my triangle there. It's falling apart on me so easily.
Paper's too slippery.
My paper's too slippery. My goodness. Okay,
You have to sandpaper it up.
maybe. Okay, so now I've got two of those things. Oh, I'm gonna do my last, I think this is my last piece. So I've got that three-way there. I've got another triangle that I'm building here. And then this triangle is starting to come undone, but just sort of holding my breath. Oh my God, it's gonna. And I'm ooging it in together. Oh, 6.
Ah, I see.
I
That does
tell
look
you.
different.
We were all
And
holding
mine.
our breath, Karen.
Me too. Oh my goodness. So 6.
Is it staying together with the
Yeah.
slippery paper?
Yeah, once I have it in there, you know, you just sort of have to go around and sort of stabilize some of these edges, and then it sort of sits together. Whew. So I think the thing, as you're putting it together, knowing that you have to have your triangle and then 3 together, 3 seams, right? Whereas the one that I like doing the most, it's a triangle and 4 seams. That's for the 12.
Ah,
And I think the 12 actually goes to better together nicer than the 6. That's why I probably just, I mean, it's okay, but I like this one better. So I think the 12 goes together nicer.
And you haven't even shown the yellow one that you've got there.
This one. I just use different colors of paper. But I do like this one.
Wow. Is that a 12 then? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well, right? It's just such a nice shape, right?
Yeah.
And like as I look at the units that she has here, right? So on her picture, the 4, it's a square. It's not that triangular hole. And I know from putting this together before that I struggled with it. Because it's actually changes the shape, because all of these, your little turtle is got a valley fold. But on this one, it shows the turtle has a mountain fold, right? So that's the difference. So the 4, the 6, and the 24 have the triangle and the square, whereas the 12 and the 30 unit only have the square or the triangle. So your homework is to do a 30 unit.
Turtles.
Turtle.
You'll never see us again.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what it is for that 6-sided one. But I think I do enjoy doing that 12-sided one better. It just, I think it comes together nicer, even with slippery paper.
So you're gonna redo it with the extra sheets?
Yeah, because I have enough for my 12.
7:59.
Okay, well, I'm still folding.
Spencer, yours is almost done.
As he's
Like we were-
dreaming about it tonight.
I'm using transparent paper. Can you see it?
Hey, is that Scotch invisible tape you got on there?
It's all, no tape involved. It's all done.
All done. Look at them go.
Finished product. Isn't it beautiful?
It's
Oh.
gorgeous.
It really came together with those last couple of pieces.
It did. Those last couple of Rubik's Cube maneuvers worked just perfect.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ah,
Listen, there's a family in our church. We had him over for dinner, and the young guy, he's all of 13, and he was kind of bored over COVID, so he started doing Rubik's cubes, and he got really good at it. And I guess there's competitions, and he entered a competition, and I think he placed about 54 out of 750 people.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So he had his Rubik's Cube with him when he came for dinner. And so we timed him, and the top guys can do it in under 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And the competition, they take out your best time and your worst time, and then they take a median from there. So I think he was sitting at about 13 seconds.
Wow.
But so he had gotten, his best time was under 10, but then he had another one that was longer. So I just, mixed up Rubik's Cube and watched him do it, and we timed him, and he was somewhere around like between 15 and 13, 14, somewhere in there seconds. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
watching
Sydney
him.
learned how to do it too.
Oh gosh, he was so fast. And he said it's the algorithms. Like
Yeah.
you know the algorithms. So,
Yeah.
but he
for me-
breathed differently. While he was doing it, his breathing changed. He was concentrating so much. It was really interesting. Just like,
There's a video on YouTube. There's some guy who juggles 3 of them and solves all 3 in like a minute while juggling.
wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was
Well, while
gonna say I went
Spencer's
to,
sleeping tonight, you're going to be making all those hand motions.
no, I was gonna say I went to high school with a fella who could routinely do it, no matter how complicated we twisted it, in under 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Time and again.
Wow. Yeah. So
We had him in our electric class, and we would just twirl up the Rubik's Cube and toss it to him, and he'd be done, and he could routinely do it in under 10 seconds.
Wow.
So
Incredible.
He was just
Yeah, I
as
can't even
fast
do
as anybody I've seen ever do it.
yeah.
I've just never done it.
He could look at it and know exactly what moves needed to be done.
Yeah.
Right
That's
off
the-
the
Yeah,
top.
like that
Right
that
off
to
the
me,
top.
I don't even get that. It's like, yeah,
Yeah. That's math.
it's that's math.
It's kind of like Karen putting together this origami, and
Well,
Yeah.
this one's like
In slow-mo.
you can see that I'm actually having an easier time putting it together. The 12. It just to me it makes more sense. And it's easier for me to put together the 12.
you just make it look easy.
I don't know about that.
Where is that?
Elizabeth, are you having any success with the 6-sided one?
No. I got one piece that just won't go in.
Well, look how
Like
long it
I can't get that little tab to fit in. It just like goes part way and then it just sticks. So I don't know what I did wrong.
Are you trying to put it in the same one every time, or have you tried putting it in a different one? Maybe it might not be the tabby one, it might be the other one.
Mm.
So yeah, the 12-sided is much easier to put together. And I was gonna say it holds
And it
together
stays
better.
together until I show people this side.
Yeah. Well.
Somebody let all their air out.
So Elizabeth, she's struggling with the 6. You know what?
big.
Fold your other 6 and try the 12-sided. I know it sounds a little bit more daunting, and you might have to, if you're having problems with that one,
Throw it away and get a new piece of paper.
could be, try
Yeah.
sticking that tab in a different one and see if it's, maybe it's the one, maybe it's the tab, maybe it's the slot, not the tab. That's the
I don't
problem.
know. I tried it in both slots. No, it's, yeah, like I can put the other tab in those slots and it goes, but this one just won't go. I just don't understand it. Like it just won't go.
And it's exactly like all the other ones.
Well, it must not be. Let me hold it up to some other ones and see what's wrong with it.
You can switch the view.
Mm. It's probably, I probably don't have it a square piece to start with. That's what I think.
Well, under the pressure.
I
of
think
1 hour-
I'm gonna throw that one out and refold one.
Okay, let me see your folds. What kind of paper are you using?
I'm just using colored photocopy paper.
Yeah, that's nice. That's pretty. Okay.
So I mean, it looks more or less like my other ones, but this one just, oh, it's just like, no. No, I think I'm gonna have to do a new one.
Okay, well, my suggestion, go for the 12 sided. It's or
Okay.
the 12 pieces. It just, to me, it feels better putting it together. You have your triangles and your crosses.
Okay,
And-
so it's
And once-
triangles with
yeah,
4.
Once you do your triangle, then you know that, you've got your triangle of 3, then you can go in and start going, okay, well, this one I need and you start doing the crosses, and then you realize, okay, well, this makes a triangle over here and it makes a triangle over here. It just comes to
Right.
together better.
Right,
Anyway,
okay. We'll try it.
All
And
right.
if I get it together, I'll post a picture.
okay. And I will send you guys the instructions so that you have them, so that you don't have to just watch me trying to put it together, and you can try and read the instructions, which are actually,
In Japanese.
no, they're in English. This one, so. It's called
Okay.
polyhedron. And then it says, try developing various assembly methods.
And if it doesn't work, try a different way is what they meant.
Yeah,
That's the subtext.
Exactly. Well, you just never know what you'll come up with, so. All right,
All
well,
right.
that's it for tonight.
Thank you very much.
I am not sure what we're gonna do next week, but I think I have a fun little project for us to do.
So watch
And-
for it next Tuesday morning.
So sorry. It's like, I was like, I think I forgot to post what we were doing. Oh, well.
That's just real life.
It is life. So anyway, all right. I have an idea of what we're doing next week. So I'll send you out something, and you'll just probably need paper and pencil and pen, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun with your day. So, all right.
Right.
Okay.
Safe travels,
Thank
Spencer.
you.
Yeah. Have a good
Thank you.
travel.
Thanks for the
Okay.
class, Karen.
Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.